Hi. So I had this idea to make like a drum vlog kind of thing where I logged all my practices in like a video form. It's gonna start out really basic and simple. I'm just gonna basically run through my practice session and intermittently tell you what I'm doing. I'll just pick up the microphone in between whatever I do and tell you how it goes. That's how it's gonna work. But I'm doing this mainly for I want to see a journalistic purpose for like logging my practice sessions in a way that isn't like typing it into my laptop here. That sucks. Also, mom made chili. It's good chili. But yeah, so I think we're gonna start with just like I don't know. Do I just want to kind of freestyle warm up, like get loose, or do I actually want to do like a song? I don't know. That's a good question. I think I'm just gonna freestyle warm up. So I'm gonna set a metronome. We'll start it at let's say so like 180 here. You shouldn't be able to hear the metronome. You should only be able to hear my drums, which can be a good or bad thing. I guess let me know in the comments if you want to be able to hear my metronomes or not. I can easily set this to be able to output. I'm using a EAD10 because I'm one of those guys. No offense to everybody using EAD10, by the way, they're awesome, but I've become one of those drummers. But yeah, so I'm using an EAD10 and I can set it so it just comes out of my headphones here, or the metronome can actually be fed into the PC where it will be picked up by OBS. But regardless, yeah, so I think I'm just going to start at 180 and do some like hand warm-ups, really easy shit. Maybe go 180, 190, 200 and see how that feels, and maybe go above and beyond that. But yeah, so we're just going to start really quick, see how that goes. So I'm going to mute and then do some hand warms-ups. Warms-ups. Okay, so that felt like almost easy. Avenged Sevenfold reference. That felt almost easy, so I'm gonna kind of bump it up probably to 200, and then we'll start from 200, 210, 220 actually, because hands are feeling really good. I also played a little bit before I started recording to check all my sound stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna bump it up to 200, then we're gonna go 210, 220 after that. So yeah. I'm such an idiot. I just pressed pause on my PC and now I gotta go through and I was trying to pause the metronome, and so now I gotta go through my PC and I restarted the recording. But now I gotta go through and edit those two together. Fuck, that's gonna suck. But anyway, so now that we get to that if you heard that was kind of sloppy in some spots, I sped up really bad in the beginning. I just couldn't keep with the metronome, so I'm gonna jump up to 210 and see how that goes. And if I start to feel like, this sucks at 210, I'm just not going to go to 220 because that would mean that I'm not going to be able to do 220. So, yeah, we're going to see how 210 feels, I guess. That feels sucked. Wow. That sucked. I don't even know what I was doing there. But yeah, so that felt alright, I guess. I was having some trouble with the adapter I'm using to get the 1/4" to a 3/8 cable is really bad. So we're just gonna have to deal with that, I guess. Anyway, so I think now I'm going to do some double bass practice around the 130 to 150 range. We'll see how far I get. But so we're going to just move into some double bass, and this is when our actual practice is going to start, cuz double bass is the one thing I want to work on the most, like so yeah, we're going to work on that quick. So this is 130. Okay, so starting to get a little bit of strain there towards the end in my like shins, and I was starting to have a hard time holding the notes. I'm sure you could hear it on the recording, but so I'm gonna take a quick break. Then we're gonna jump up to 135, 140, 145, maybe try 150 today. I don't know. It doesn't feel like I'm gonna be able to hit 150, but we're gonna give it a try anyway. So, uh, yeah, I'm just gonna eat some chili quick, and then we'll come back. All right, so I'm back. I've eaten my chili. That took 30 seconds, probably. Yeah. All right, so now we're gonna try 135 BPM 16th note kick roll and see how that works. If I can do it, then we're gonna keep jumping up, and if I start to struggle, I might try another run of it and then stop for the day and work on my blast beats, and then probably do some song practice. Yes, that's it was all right. I can't really complain much. Legs kind of got tired and it started to get hard, but I'm trying to do around 135. I want to do Jesus quiet. Around 135, I like to do the like heavier, stompier, like full leg motion. That's really loud. You can fucking hear my pedal. That's funny. But yeah, I like to do full leg motion at 135. Around up to about 150 is where I want to start moving into ankle motion. Then like 200 above, I just do like double. Yeah, so, but yeah. So yeah, I want to start moving into ankle motion here soon. But for 140, I also try and want to do full leg like stomps like this, because they're better for that range. They don't use as much balance, and it's harder to keep ankle motion going at the speed anyway. So gonna be working on that. Just trying to get the like raw, just yeah. All right, so we're gonna try 130. No, not 135. 140 here, and then we're gonna do another quick break, and then I'm gonna go again. right, so that wasn't bad, I guess. Oh, that's really loud. Yes, that wasn't bad. I think my legs are really starting to wake up now because I can actually feel. I feel a lot more like comfortable playing at these speeds now because it's just easier to just do the full leg stomping at this BPM. I think it feels just a lot less, like more, a lot less difficult than trying to do ankle motion at slow BPMs. But yeah, so there's 140 down. Gonna take a second here, and then we're gonna bump up to 145. I don't know if I'm gonna do well at 145, but we're gonna see how it goes, I guess. And once that's done, we're gonna see how that goes. Also, I've been doing a lot of experimenting with my practice lately, like doing more breaks between sets, less breaks between sets. By the way, I think of drumming practice a lot like I think of gym training. So, I do, like, I call a run of a BPM kind of a set, and I'll go until I start to struggle with that a lot, which I'm going to consider like my failure almost. But yeah, so I do that mainly just because it's easier for my brain to wrap its head around. That just makes sense. It's easier for me to wrap my brain around when I think of it like, let's do a couple sets of 16th note runs as compared to let's do a bunch of BPM runs of 16th notes at whatever fucking BPM I want. I don't know. It's easier to think of it this way, and I think of it a lot like the progressive overload in the gym, which is also something I want to start making videos about. But let's get this done first. Yeah. I'm also heavily experimenting with this video idea I have, I guess, because this is my first shot at this. I have not tried any takes before this. I literally just practiced what I was going to say in the intro. But I really suck at talking to cameras, talking to a microphone, talking to someone who isn't there. I also suck at talking to people who are there, though, so I guess that's just comes with the package. But yeah. So I'm doing this, like I said, I'm doing this as like a journal. And also, I just kind of want to start getting a media presence, and I don't like making drum covers because they take super fucking long. I get pissy as hell when I'm making them, so I'm just like, no, I don't want to make a bunch of drum covers. I want to just give an open like view into what my life. I'm not saying that everyone else's life as a musician is gonna be like this, but my life as a musician, and maybe inspire some people to pick up drums or guitar or whatever, and maybe show a little bit what that might look like. Obviously, I've been playing for like 4 years now, so I'm much farther in than normal beginner drummer would be. I still consider myself a beginner, however, because I suck. Yeah. A lot of this is just going to come down to whether I like doing it. I don't really think I'm doing this for views per se. It would be nice. I would certainly appreciate if people watch these. That'd be kind of cool. But I don't expect people to watch these, at least for like the first 20 of them I make. Maybe they'll get like 100 views. But yeah, I just kind of want to do this for fun. It's just gonna be my little project. And also, talking is getting easier as I go on throughout the video, if you can't tell. It's getting a lot easier. The first half of this video is going to be painful. So I don't even think I'm going to watch it. I think I'm just going to edit it together and post it. I don't want to watch the first half of this video because I think I sounded stupid. Like, I actually could not figure out how to piece sentences together in my head and then speak them for a camera like you can with people, but I also can't do that in person anyway. I'm awkward as hell. But yeah, so let's get 145 down. This might be a really short run. It might be a really long one. I don't know. It just depends on how warmed up I'm feeling now, but I'm feeling pretty good, so we're gonna give it a try. That was fun. I was feeling really good until I wasn't. I got to that like end spot and it just like I started to triplet and I was like, okay, I'm losing control of my notes now. That's not good when you do that, by the way. It's like because you start to I don't some people like really slow down. I start to speed up when I'm losing control of my notes. I start to just try like just try to get it through, but yeah, I was starting to do that there. So I was like, all right, let's hold up. We're going to save our energy for, I guess, what's going to be our final run, 150 here. So, and then, I don't know. Should I do some more hand practice? Hold up. Should I do some more single stroke stick practice? I don't know. I think I did a lot of that yesterday, or not yesterday, the day before. So I think I'll be okay. If I don't, I'm focused. My focus is double bass right now. Anyway, I feel like that's way, way behind my hands. So I want to catch it up. But it might not hurt to do some at the end of the practice. I think I'm gonna run through the song I'm practicing once or twice just to keep it in my mind because I want to make a cover of that eventually. I might leave that out. Should I? I don't know. Because I feel like that would kind of defeat the purpose of making a cover video for that song that I've been working on making a cover video for. So I think I'm actually not going to do that. And I'm just going to work on let's work on some hands after this. We'll do single note rolls, then we'll do doubles, maybe some paradiddles in there just to get my forearms rolling and get them going. And then after I close the recording down, I'll practice the song once or twice just to have my own fun. So, yeah. All right. So, 150. This is probably going to be my final run because this is sort of my PR right now. Yeah. And then we'll take a bit of a longer break and I want to talk a little bit more, but then yap, and I got a doctorate degree in yapology. But yeah, so I want to take this 150 and then we're going to go off to hand workouts. So, all right. That was quick. That was actually really quick. I might try that again just to get a little bit more practice at 150. But I did it for a minute. But after a while, I kind of felt like I was trying to keep my foot up in the air and just really lightly tap it down. Like I was just struggling the whole way. So maybe that means I'm going too fast. I don't know. If there are any more experienced drummers with this kind of thing watching, I would ask, does that actually mean like I'm going too fast or something? I don't know. I'm figuring this out as I go. But yeah, so that felt okay. I was actually able to keep up with my metronome a little bit in there in the beginning. As it's obvious in the beginning, like my hardest part of these high speeds is getting going because I'll start like a Harley Davidson, just put like start really like, and then I'll start, actually get it going. So I'll start like, yeah. But after that, I can usually keep a roll going. But the hardest part is starting the roll. That's sometimes I'll start with a fill because they're easier for me to comprehend, I guess. I don't know. It's like one of the things I was taught by somebody is it's like the easiest way to start double bass is to like get a big hit and then like bounce after that. So you just go like like that. So obviously I'm using triggers, so you can't hear the difference in the notes because I'm just using 2 E-drum pads running into my E8010 because I broke my double pedal, so I can't use my bass drum anymore. So it's they're Axis longboards, so they can separate, but the one part that the side attachment on the main pedal is like got a lot of play in it, so when it goes back and forth, you feel like weak wobble as you play it. It feels really bad. So I just moved them to 2 single pedals because it felt a lot better. And also achieving my dreams of one day having a double bass drum kit. But yeah, not really. It's a fever dream. Yeah. So, nah, I think I'm just gonna move into hands. I've had a good enough, long enough kick workout as then. I might start trying to do like a reverse build up. So instead of going from like a triangle set kind of thing where I'll go up and then back down, but not today. I've already been doing kicks long enough. That might be more if I do a longer practice session or I have like a kick specific day. That's something I have thought of doing. But yeah, so now I'm gonna bump our metronome to 120 or not 120, 200. Oh God, 200, and I'm gonna do some single note rolls for a while on my snare until I feel my forearms catch on fire, and then we'll bump it up after a short break. So let's get that done, and then we'll bump it up. I did not last very long. Nice guys finished last. Yeah, I did not last very long there. Forearms are kind of dead today. I worked them out at the gym like I did the Kawhi bullshit for forearm workouts. But yeah. So I keep fussing with this goddamn 1/4 inch to, is it 3/8 or I think it's 3/16 actually. 3/16 jack. The aux jack. The 1/4 inch to the aux jack adapter I have because it's shit and it's fussy. So I think I'm going to change that out next time I record because this one sucks. Yeah, but we're going to go up to 210. Hopefully I last a little bit longer. Maybe not. I don't know if that's how that works. And then we're going to try it from there. All right. I did not, in fact, last longer. I don't know. I don't know how obvious it is, but I do this weird thing with my right and left hands. I'll be playing the same thing, and my right hand will be doing a whipping motion. I believe it's called Mueller technique. My right hand will be playing like this, but my left hand is just straight wrist motion. I don't know why I do that. I noticed it towards the end. I even looked over at the camera. I was like, what the fuck? I still do it. I can't like stop doing it. Like my left hand hates doing the Mueller technique. It just doesn't like it. It much prefers just twitching like this. And I just need to pick one. I shouldn't be like so weird like that. I think it's probably something that came from playing blast beats, so doing whipping on the ride, but then just straight notes on the snare, or it could be because I'm right-handed. I don't know. I can do just straight like with my right hand, but I prefer to do or you know what? It could have been from doing like Travis Barker style stuff with my hi-hats. So like that is also a very good possibility. I don't know. I just like to see that I like show that I do that because it's weird, and you probably shouldn't. Don't do that. Don't pick up bad habits. They suck. They take a long time to unravel. But yeah, we're gonna jump to 220. My favorite BPM for some reason. I don't know. I like this one. This one's fun. All right, 220 single note rolls. I might change to a blast beat at some point just to keep it interesting, but still single note rolls, and then probably gonna wrap up after that. Again, another short run. I feel like I used to be able to go so much longer with single strokes. But I took a long hiatus from drumming over the summer, so I'm kind of starting back from like 200 BPM is where I'm able to kind of chill out a little bit. But I also noticed that my legs feel a lot better than they used to. I don't know. This is weird. But yeah, so things we've accomplished today. A lot of very terrible runs of single strokes on hands and feet. And then I started making videos. I wanted to talk about this because this is only going to be for like this video thing. But I wanted to start making these videos. I kind of mentioned why earlier, but I just like the idea of doing it. If it finds its audience, it finds its audience. If you're its audience, hello. I plan on making more. I don't know how consistent they'll be, but I plan on trying to make one for every practice session I have. I might make them at like midnight. But yeah, they're just going to kind of be like a video journal of my practicing, as well as something maybe kind of entertaining to watch. Hopefully, maybe I'll get a bit funnier and a bit less awkward in the future. Like I said, the first half of this video is probably painful to watch. But yeah, so I'm going to wrap up this video. That's about it for right now. It's about it. See ya.